All right, everybody. It's 9 a.m. on a Sunday morning, a brisk Sunday morning, wherein we have a deficit of degrees. We are missing 6 of them, so Makar said. It said -6. So here we are. Lisa's Changing Perceptions on February 7th, an amazing, bright, sunny Sunday morning. Lisa, how you doing today?
I'm okay now that we're inside.
Awesome.
Thank you.
It's much toastier in here than it is out char. It is cold out
and
there.
For those of you who are wondering why I'm maybe seeming less comfortable this morning, it is because I am in fact on the Jumbotron this morning.
You are?
It's going to take me some adjusting to do.
Oh, you'll be fine. You're good. So what we're going to do is we're going to root around here with a big old stick. No, we're not. We're not at all. What we're going to do is we're actually going to put a link up so that people who are watching the show, if they so choose, they can click the link. You'll have to follow the instructions, clear instructions, click the link, and then you can actually join Lisa on the show. We'll put that in the comment section. And if you are coming in via YouTube, once you join, you will have to go close your other YouTube screen that opens because it'll have a double link and you'll get serious echo. You'll also need headphones or earbuds or you'll get some crazy echo on your end. We'll be fine and Lisa will sound fantastic as she always does. So here we go. We're going to put this in. Lisa, now that I've done all that, why don't you do your housekeeping here?
Alrighty, I'm Lisa. I'm with Changing Perceptions. I am a hypnotherapist and a self-empowerment coach. I also have certifications in EFT and biofeedback. I specialize with anxiety, inner child work, past life. I am currently working on my certifications, actually double certification in NLP, which is neuro-linguistic programming. And I just completed a body syndrome certification, which is very exciting. So that'll be something that'll be coming up on the air soon because that's completely intriguing to me. It's how your physical body responds to your emotions and the syndromes that happen or the disease even that happens. Thank you, Denise. Thank you, Anita. We'll just get out of the way because yes, my hair is different, and that's part of my trauma with being on the Jumbotron, because I want you all to know that I literally had the same haircut. Once or twice I changed it, but I immediately went back. I have had the same haircut for 40 years, since the 7th grade. So it's causing me trauma now to see it on the screen and not being 1985, but we're working on it. So thank you. Thank you so much, but it is causing me some issues. And I don't have to use a blow dryer or a curling iron anymore either. So like getting ready is even causing me an issue because I don't have to do what I used to have to do. But thank you all for doing that. Today is going to be question and answers. Basically, if you would like to click the link, you can ask in comments as well. Pete, I can't see them as well because I don't have bifocals on. So if there's a comment question, you'll have to give them to me.
Okay.
I can see them kind of, but I can't read them clearly.
Wendy Munson says, "You look beautiful, Lisa. I absolutely love your hair. You look 10 years younger."
Oh, thank you.
Sandy Gibson says, "Hello, pretty lady." And so Denise sweet. Maple says, "Love your new haircut, Lisa!" ! And Anita Overby says, "And you look fabulous."
Well, you know what's funny is those people actually can vouch for the fact that I have had the same hair for 40 years because they have known me. Those people have known me.
Well, look, we have Denise Maple who would like to jump in already. So
fabulous, because today is going to be question and answer. Hi, Denise. Denise is one of those people. When I told you that I have people that I have literally known since childhood, Denise would be one of them. And I thank her for jumping in this morning.
She's going to have to unmute her mic if she wants to talk.
You need to turn
your hello.
Okay. There you go.
There we go. Denise. All right.
And today's going to be question and answer. Anything you want from. Why am I on there twice? What is happening? That's Anita.
That's Anita. That's not you.
Anita, there's a light behind you. And I thought you were me. I'm sorry. I don't know which way that makes you feel, but that's the truth. Unmute your mic, Anita.
She should be open.
You guys can ask.
I'm open, but I have a horrible echo going on.
She will if she doesn't use headphones.
Do you have headphones or earbuds?
If she has headphones or earbuds.
I have.
Oh, then did you come in through YouTube?
I sent them in through Facebook.
Or Facebook. You'll have to close your other stream because you'll hear the show that's still open. So if you
I got you.
Yep.
I'm here. No more echo.
All right.
There you go. Perfect.
And there's a couple more that may be coming. You guys
we can have up to 8.
And anybody, I invited these lovely ladies so that they could show how this works. And again, I thank my friends for being so brave all the time to let me guinea pig them for things. Thought processes. One is to show people that remote still works. We can work remotely. It doesn't matter. 2 is to get people more comfortable with coming in and doing this way, because I would really like in the long run to get to the point where we're doing once a month, just question and answers. And also I knew that because you guys wouldn't be afraid to ask real questions that you might have curiosity about, that if you guys have that question, there's probably 10,000 other of our 750,000 people. There's probably, 10,000 more that have the question and are maybe uncomfortable asking. So I'm hoping that it'll answer more questions for other people who are curious. So you guys be gentle, but you get free reign to ask what you'd like to. And Sandy may join, she said, but she wasn't sure she wanted to do her makeup. Apparently, was her issue. So how are you ladies this morning?
Cold.
I'm doing well, thanks.
Is it as cold down by you, Denise, as it is up here?
It's I don't know. It's negative 9 degrees.
Yeah, you got us. You got us our garbage going on too.
Oh wait, no, that was the wrong city. -2.
Oh, bragger.
-2 in Champaign, Illinois. Haha.
The last time I checked, Antioch was at a -7.
Yeah, it was -9 when I got up this morning. So that's the way it is. So, ladies, you know what? Real quick, hold on. We need to give our sponsor their love.
We do, as a matter of fact. So, love to the sponsor, the Bremer Team, Keller Williams, North Shore West, bremerteam.com. They bring families home for all your real estate needs. Call Don Bremer of the Bremer Team, the leader there, 847-456-6334, or visit them online, bremerteam.com. There you go.
And just a reminder for anybody else out there, real quick, get the business out of the way. If you would like to sponsor a show, whether it be this show or any other show that you enjoy, and you have a business you'd like to advertise or what have you, please contact Pete at 216thenet.com and let him know that you'd like to sponsor a show. If you are not in a position that you want to sponsor a show, but you'd like to donate to a show, because all the hosts work hard to come in here and do what they do. And this is not, people think this is a job. It's really not. We do this because we choose to come in and do it. This is, so if you would like to donate to a show or support a host or whatever it is you'd like to do on any of the shows here, please know that you can do that. That again, contact Pete at 216thenet.com. And he can always help you out. Pete's always available for us all. And just now, you guys are going to wonder why I'm laughing, because you guys can't see it. I brought Pete a big cinnamon roll this morning.
And I'm not paying a bit of attention to what you're saying, because I'm trying to dig into the fork and the knife that came with it so that I can
every
eat
time
it.
his mouth is full, I'm going to ask him a question.
So
that's why I'm
sure
laughing. If you guys wonder why I'm looking to the side and laughing, is he's trying to get the fork out of the little plastic thing so that you can eat it.
Success.
So, ladies, which one of you wants to go first, and what do you want to know? And it has to be about what I do. That's the key. Sandy, get in here. Nobody cares if you put on your makeup. Seriously.
Yeah. Hi, Sandy. I couldn't say hi in the chat. Come on in.
Yeah. Click the link and come on, Sandy.
Hi, Sandy.
So, where do you guys want to start? Who wants to go first?
I'll go ahead.
Okay.
So, I'm curious about EFT.
Okay.
I've heard about it. I've never done it, and I'm particularly interested. I fell on the ice last night, and I have whiplash, and I hurt my shoulder.
Okay.
And does EFT or any of your other modalities, can it be used to manage pain?
Yes. EFT is not what I would use to manage pain. I'm going to explain EFT since it was the question. But there is another modality that then we'll do. And actually, I've done it with Anita at her house with the other modality for pain. EFT is emotional freedom technique. And some people relate it to tapping. What happens is that we have areas of our body. Our body has an electrical system in it. So that's what an EKG machine reads, is the electrical currents and the electrical systems in your body. So when we have a trauma or when something startles us or something significant occurs, without even thinking about it, and people don't realize, the very first thing you do is go, it's a natural response. Sometimes if it's significant enough or repeated enough, that jolt will actually stop the electrical system in that moment. So anything related to that event or that triggers that emotion will cause that jarring of the electrical system. A lot of people describe it as that feeling of wanting to crawl out of your skin. Like all of a sudden you feel real uncomfortable and you want to crawl out of your skin and you can't stand it. And some people refer to it as a type of anxiety attack or what have you. And what's really happening is that your body is responding because when the thing that's triggered, when the original core event happened and your body was triggered, your electrical system jolted and got locked. So anything that triggers that, your unconscious mind goes, oh, wait, this is how we respond. This is what happens when we feel that. And it re-jolts that electrical system. So with EFT and PTSD, this is actually fabulous for especially like veterans and what have you with PTSD. So if you were in the office or remotely or whatever, and we were doing EFT, and you had a traumatic event that was causing that triggering, is we would talk about the event and I'd have you talk to me about it, but we would be tapping, you'd be following me in meridians while we're doing it. And you would just keep telling me and we would just keep tapping and we would just keep tapping and we would just keep tapping and you continue talking through it. And sometimes you only have to go through it 2 or 3 times. Sometimes you're doing it for 20 minutes, whatever it is. Every individual person is different depending on the level of it. And what would happen is eventually your electrical and when I say eventually, just so that you guys know, I mean minutes, not days. Your current.
I want to interrupt you just a moment
Yes.
because I don't want it to seem rude in any way. Anita, I'm going to mute your mic while you're not talking because unfortunately we can hear every breath that comes across
It's
your
like
mic.
my pen clicking, which by the way, just.
Okay. So,
And so that people know what this is, Anita gave me this so that you people don't have to hear my pen clicking when I get into zone, because I have
There
to
you
do
go.
something with my hands when I get into zone.
and while we love that you're alive and breathing with us, breathing makes for a different kind of radio show, which we are not.
Yeah, we're not asking people to donate for that. Anyway, sorry. But I mean minutes and not days. And what will happen is that as you're talking and you're hitting these meridians, your electrical current starts to flow again. So we keep talking about the event. I'm not making anybody relive it. It's not like hypnosis. You're completely, we could do it right now. Like you're completely awake and alert, but your electrical system starts flowing. You're hitting the meridians to make that flow happen. So what happens is after a few times of doing that, your energetic flow is going. Your energy system in your body is going again. And it's literally an electrical current. So your energy in your body is going again as you're talking about this event. So then it doesn't stop. We've unjarred it. And so then you can talk about the event. You can be triggered by the event. You can whatever, but your body no longer says, when that happens, I have to do this. Because your unconscious mind, I'll repeat this every show 1,000,000 times if I have to. Your unconscious mind's job is to protect you, to keep you alive. And the only thing your unconscious mind knows is your past. It knows yesterday. It knows last year. Your unconscious mind doesn't know the future. It can fear the future if you've had an event being triggered that you have experienced that fear was the response, because that's what we taught it. But it only knows what happened yesterday is what I learned from, and that's my coping mechanism. So I'm going to respond this way when anything close to it is, because that's what I've learned. So the benefit to that is that if you learned it, you can unlearn it. Biggest problem is, people don't realize this, your unconscious mind. So does everybody know that your unconscious mind is the part of your mind that you're not aware of, so to speak? Your conscious mind is what you think with. Your conscious mind that said, click the link and come to the show. Your conscious mind said, I'm going to talk when I'm on the show. That's your conscious thinking, making those decisions. Your unconscious mind is the mind that said, well, like me being on the Jumbotron today's cut. Oh my God, my hair. Oh my God, my makeup. Oh, fix my shirt. That's my unconscious mind because it's hitting my insecurities. So that unconscious mind that has insecurities and fears and, all these things is talking to me. My conscious mind is saying, whatever, you're on screen, talk to these people. But that little voice in my head is going, and fix your shirt. And does your hair look okay? Is your fat chin showing? Like all those little voices are coming up. That's my unconscious mind. And that's 88% of your thinking. So people avoid battling or fighting or challenging or facing or whatever word you want to use those unconscious thoughts because in order to do that, we have to be uncomfortable. Oftentimes, if it's triggered in trauma or PTSD or what have you, that discomfort is physical. And it's the jarring of that electrical system. So if somebody can't get past something or stays stuck in something because they're so physically uncomfortable that they can't see straight, EFT can help with that because it can release the physical sensations that allow it to be comfortable enough to stay. Because I tell you, you're not afraid of your past. You're not afraid of an event that happened in your past. You're well aware that it happened in your past. It's not going to happen again. You're not in it in the moment. And you're not afraid of feelings and emotions because I can list 100 of them and you're not going to respond. But when you attach the feelings and emotions to that thought and you know what it makes you feel like, run for the hills. We don't want any part of that discomfort. So that's where EFT would come in. Now, as far as the pain, and I've done this technique actually with Anita, you meditate, and I know her personally, so I know what she's skilled in, or I shouldn't say skilled in. I know what she's aware of, and I know what she knows how to do. Is if you can bring yourself to a meditative state before you go into meditation, and I'll help you do it right now so that you'll already have those tools. When you think of the pain and you think of the discomfort that it's causing, just allow yourself to think about it. You don't have to be in it. You don't have to force the feeling of it, but just think about that pain and what that discomfort is. And I want you to place that thought in front of you and tell me what color is it?
Orange.
Is it bright or dim?
Pale.
Okay,
Dim.
the pale orange. Okay, and is it hot or cold?
Hot.
Okay. So just remember, that's a pale orange and it's hot or cold. Okay. So now just take a deep breath. You look fabulous, by the way.
Thank you.
Take a deep breath. Now I want you to think about when you feel really good. You know those days when you wake up and you're like, God, I feel amazing. I feel in my best health. I feel fabulous. I'm going to go conquer the world. You know those mornings when you wake up? I want you to think about a morning that you woke up and you felt that way and what that felt like. And now I want you to place that thought and that feeling in front of you and tell me what color is that?
Like a lavender.
Okay. And is it bright or dim?
Yeah, it's soft.
Okay. Is it warm or cold?
Warm.
Okay. So now I want you to go to your area of your pain and I want you to put that pale orange. Just see it. It's pale orange. It's warm. It's dim. It's the pain. It's the discomfort. Just allow it to be there. See it in the places that it is. Now draw forth in front of you that lavender, that soft lavender. Soothing. It's when you're in great health. It's when you feel amazing. It's when you're going to conquer the world. Your body's in prime form. And I want that ball of lavender to just be right in front of you. And I want you to consciously be aware of that ball, hold that ball. And you're in control of that ball. You're in charge of that ball. And I want you to place it right over that orange. And it becomes so dominant and so large over that orange that it just smothers it, soaks into it. And you notice the orange just disappears and it just becomes the warm, soft lavender. Just filling the space and filling the space. And now as it fades, all you can see is the lavender. The amazing lavender. It's soft, it's gentle. You can almost feel it permeating through your skin and through your joints. It's just soaking in. And as you take a deep breath, it's almost like that fresh air of that perfect day when you feel amazing and you're going to conquer the world. And with every breath, you just feel that amazement, that wonderful feeling of when you're going to conquer the world and you're in prime condition. And you notice that that lavender continues to spread throughout your entire body. Goes all the way down to the tips of your toes and the top of your head, through every cell, every joint, all the way down to the very tips of your fingers. You're filled with that calm lavender. And as you take a deep breath, you draw any resemblance, any inflammation, any discomfort, and anything that is not that deep lavender. You take a deep breath and draw it all up into your chest, and you're going to blow it out hard. And all that's left is that deep, soft lavender. And you feel your muscles start to fall and relax. So all the tension and inflammation dissipates. And anytime you feel a resemblance of anything that isn't that soft lavender, you take a deep breath and you pull that all up and you release it as you're just consumed and filled with a deep lavender. All inflammations, all triggers, all responses, and all residues are released with each breath. Okay. We would obviously do that in the office longer. We would focus on it more, but I do know your skills and I do know that you study this, and continuing to do that is reminding your body that there's no need for the inflammation, that the inflammation is to be cooled and calmed and relaxed. And in that state, which you can get in even deeper when you're, by yourself and taking your time, your brain tells your body what to do. Your brain says, use your hand to pick this up. Your brain says, you need to pick up your coffee to sip it. Your brain says your coffee is going to be hot. Take a sip. Be careful when you take a sip. Your brain tells your body what to do. It says use caution. Know that something hot's about to hit your mouth. So since your brain tells your body what to do and how to respond and how to work, and a lot of it's unconscious, you don't tell your body to breathe, but that's your unconscious mind, because your unconscious mind's body's idea is what? Survival. So your body knows, well, even when she's sleeping, I still got to breathe. That's
right.
that's a goal. But your brain tells your body what to do. So you're taking control of saying, okay, you know what? I'm going to let you know that there's no reason to be filled with inflammation. And the feeling and the color and what I know is health is a soft lavender. And I'm going to now fill you with that. This is what we're going to choose. We're going to choose this response. And you continually do it, and your cells of your body will actually start to respond the same way when I say I have to pick this up with my hand responds and picks this up. Make sense? Okay. So it's just reconditioning. Now, I have to do this. If you have a medical issue that requires medical treatment, do not color it away. Go to the doctor. Okay.
Right.
Let's just make that clear out there right now. Go to the doctor. But for our aches and pains, for our responses, and I just did get my certification with body syndromes. And it's very interesting, and I'm going to do a whole show on it because I find it completely flippin' amazing. But depending on where our injury is, where our inflammation is, where the response to it is, you can attach it to the emotional. And you can, by knowing where it is and identifying where it is in your body, you can tell the original core trigger. So like the one, I just talked to somebody about this one this morning. So this is amazing to me because it made sense, is that when people, Sandy, this will resonate for you. When people all of a sudden, you get the rash, like, I don't know why I got the rash. It's or blisters. I got these little things. These things are on me. And so this is part of the body syndrome class. So I'm just so excited about it. Your skin is obviously part of your body. It's actually your biggest organ on your body, right? Some of us bigger than others, but we all got a big organ here. It's the skin, okay? When your body, your skin is reacting in a way that's trying to tell you something, obviously, because a rash is uncomfortable, so it's getting your attention, right? Blisters, whatever it is, it's getting your attention. It's your body's way of getting your attention. Hey, something's wrong here. Stop and ask yourself, what boundaries do I have for myself that I have allowed people to cross? What boundaries do I have for myself that have been broken? What boundaries do I feel like I can't defend? What boundaries have been disrespected? What boundaries have been ignored? All those things that are happening because your skin represents your boundary. Think about it. Where in your body can you get to that you don't break through the skin? There's nowhere.
Yeah.
So when your skin is reacting in an unusual way and it's responding in an unusual way, take a step back and ask yourself, where are my boundaries being broken? Where am I feeling like my boundaries aren't respected? What part of the boundaries that I've created for myself aren't happening? Or what kind of boundaries do I need for myself that I'm not placing? Your skin will react, and it's your unconscious mind or your spirit, or everybody's word's going to be a little bit different for it, way of saying, hey, we got a problem here. This isn't right. This isn't good for you. We need to draw your attention to it. And every part of your body, and whether it's the front of your body or the back, like it all has this thing. So we're going to do a whole show on it. But so depending on which side of you injured, and I realize it's an injury, but your body's responding to the injury. Therefore, it triggered something to respond with inflammation. When is it on your right or your left side?
The whiplash is on my left and the shoulder issue is on my right.
And your whiplash is in your neck?
Yeah.
And it's on the left side of your neck? Do you want me to
Yeah.
do this on the air or no? Because you get to say no if you choose
No,
not.
you go ahead. Go ahead.
Our left side represents our maternal side. So things that are inflamed on our left side tend to be from a female strong character in our life.
Mm-hmm.
Our neck, what do we use our neck for? We turn to look right, decide if we need to go right or left. See, I look left when I go right, or we're dyslexic with the neck, but we turn to look, where are we going to go? We're going to look right. We're going to look left. We're going to look forward. We're going to look up. We're going to look down. We're going to look to see that we don't trip on the step. You know, our turning our neck allows us to know our direction and to make the decision of what's best, right?
Yeah.
So when our neck has struggle, we're struggling to make a decision.
Mm-hmm.
And because we're struggling with the decision, and our neck is our decision maker for our safety, our neck locks up. When you have a distinctive side, you might be having difficulty making a decision that has to do with your mother. Would that resonate?
I don't know. I mean, because that's not top of mind.
Who says
you know?
Oh, can I so go there? Because I'm so glad you responded with that. Okay,
Yeah.
can I go there? Okay. So how often in your life has what your priority of focus been and what really needed to happen been the same? How often in your life has your priority of focus been your true core healing?
I don't, probably rarely.
So maybe, just possibly, your body and your spirit is trying to say, part of the reason you're struggling is this thing you're trying to avoid. And this thing you're trying to avoid is, and you can tell me I'm wrong, I'm okay with that, making a decision that has to do with a significant female in your life.
Yeah.
So therefore, because in your unconscious mind, which is 88% of your thinking, we know that there's this confusion of this. And even though you're ignoring it, it's still there. We're going to show you it's there. And we're going to cause some inflammation and discomfort to catch your attention.
Okay. Well, that may be, but what about my right shoulder blade? I'm still trying to figure out what to do with my boyfriend. So.
Oh, okay. So good. Before you even say that, I would have answered you. I would have said our right side is our paternal side. And it has to do with the strong male characteristics in our life. And when our shoulders are affected, we're carrying a lot of burden and stress. It's placing a lot of burden and stress on us in our life. And so our shoulders are affected because if you had to carry the load of something, what would you do? You'd put it up here, right?
Yeah.
When you see the people who have to carry their water buckets, and what do? They have them on their shoulders, right? That's where we carry our burden. And when it occurs on our right side, it's our paternal side. So that would be our male, masculine. I shouldn't say maternal and paternal. It's feminine, masculine. So a strong, important, masculine person in your life, something about the dynamic of that is causing a lot of burden.
Yeah.
Causing a lot of strain. And so our right shoulder can't handle the strain of it. But the fact that it's our right shoulder would tell me that it's a male masculine version.
Yeah, that
So
resonates.
left neck, right shoulder kind of doesn't totally equate to a fall, right? I mean, in a weird way, that's an opposite
Mm-hmm.
response. So the fall could be your unconscious mind's opportunity because you're expecting to be uncomfortable, right? You fell. So you're expecting if I fall, I might be uncomfortable. So now, woo, opportunity. Let's show her. More than likely, these things were a little bit achy before that, but they were tolerable. You were able to push it off and go about your day. But when you fell, often we'll say, well, I jarred it worse. It got so much worse.
Mm-hmm.
Well, did it or did the fall bring your attention to it? Because now the fall allowed you to accept consciously that you can pay attention to it now. There's a reason for it.
Yeah.
Because unconsciously, the reason that it was happening prior to that or starting prior to that and seeing Mile and you were able to push it away is because it was scarier to look at it than to ignore it. But the fall gave you an unconscious or even conscious valid reason for the discomfort. So now I don't have to make the discomfort emotional.
Yeah, that makes sense because I kind of froze up last night when I saw him and I couldn't like articulate what I wanted to say.
Right. Because it's too much pressure.
Yeah.
There's too much pressure. There's too much pressure. And also, even though, here we go, let's go deeper because you said I could. There's pressure in making a decision, right?
Yeah.
Right. And does that decision being difficult, is that decision being difficult to make have anything to do with subconscious memories or subconscious implementations or subconscious insecurities that have to do with a female in your life growing up?
It's possible.
Right.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So it kind of, your body starts to tell you what's happening. And again, I sound like I totally know it all, and I don't. I just totally took this class because it's exciting. But that's really
I know, but you're intuitive.
This class to me was so amazing because a lot of people can't relate to, the talking to dead people thing or the unconscious inner child thing. Like for some people that's a struggle, but it's not a struggle for anybody? Pain. Nobody wants to frickin' feel pain. So if somebody's in pain, they're willing to do whatever it takes to get out of pain. So their mind's going to open. Their mind map is going to open up a little bit more because it's going to try and catch the right thing. So that's what I found fascinating about it, is what a great way to kind of help people and get people to see things a little bit differently that maybe weren't open to the other part of it. Because some people think even the hypnotherapy is woo-woo, and I don't consider that woo-woo. I mean, it's scientific.
No. I had a profound experience when I did hypnotherapy with you last time.
You
did. At least like had a temporary shift. I think I need it again.
Well, but that's perfect. And that'll happen. That's why I don't like the one hit wonder stuff where people promise that 1 hour, I'll change your whole world. In 1 hour, I can make you feel your whole world changed, but we're creatures of habit. Mm-hmm. So once the adrenaline rush comes down and something comes in from out there that triggers the old, we're still our creature of habit that's going to rush back here. So you have to continually repeat, remembering and reminding and changing that process and that thought set in order to keep it locked in. Eventually it will come locked in. But the one hit wonder 1 hour thing, I'm going to tell you, I like Tony Robbins. I like watching his stuff. But as I'm learning more, and I give him credit for what he does, so I'm not just disrespecting him. But I would love to now go talk to the people who go and pay all those thousands of dollars for those seminars and say, how long did you feel that? Because there's adrenaline rush, there's a pumping, there's this, you can get yourself going. But if you don't understand that you have to reprogram that thinking process and continually reprogram that thinking process, as soon as that adrenaline's back down to normal and you're out in the real world and something triggers you, you're just way back here again. So it's a repeating kind of a process. So I thank you, blessed for you to say that I had a breakthrough moment, but maybe I need to do it again. Yes, you do. And that's why I tell people I'm just the tools. I'm not magic. If I was magic, I would drive a better car and have a nicer house. That's what I tell everybody. I just put my thumb on your forehead and I'd kill Buddha. I'd put my thumb on your forehead and everybody would line up to come see me. It's just tools. And yes, so repeat that same process, that same experience in the office. Just repeat it. And just go, you know what? Oh, this is the little kid in me. Because that's the truth. That's what our unconscious mind is. It's the little kid usually having a tantrum, okay?
Yeah.
Or fearful or whatever it is. Oh, that's the little kid in me saying, hey, no way. I'm not falling for this again. And you, the adult conscious woman saying, oh, yes, you are. And this is how we're going to do it. And you're going to repeat it and repeat it and repeat it. The same way eventually most children, if you repeat the same consequence for the same action, what happens? Eventually they figure out what?
Yeah, they
do that anymore.
Exactly.
Most children we're going to go with. All right. Most. So does that answer your question? My long-winded answer.
Yeah. Thank you.
Okay. Anita or Sandy, who raise your hand if you want to go next. Oh, Anita did. See, I knew she would. I'm like, where is she? She's usually go ahead. Hi, honey bun.
Hi, darling.
You called me. I'm just going to say this on the air because you're so funny. She texted me this morning and says, am I going to be on camera or is it just a call in because I look like Medusa? That's what she said to me this morning when she messaged me. I'm like, I said, go get the sloppy bun going and get your butt on the camera. That's how it's going to fly. So I know she's beautiful.
Yeah.
What can I do for you, honey?
Well, I just wanted to, what you were just talking about there is that I've done the technique with Lisa, but my color's turquoise. And that's what I do to like chill out because my legs are constantly killing me. So Lisa, we need to figure out what is that if your legs just hurt all the time, which I have the little issue, but I think it would be fun to go down that path using
what is the purpose of your legs? What is their job for your body?
To carry me around.
Mm-hmm.
Move me from one place to another.
Right. To keep you supported. To help you move forward. Right?
Yes.
Keep you grounded so you don't float away. Right? You got to have something to stand on. Keep you grounded and supported. They're your strength. Right? Our leg muscles are pretty damn strong. Right? And is it both of your legs or one?
Both.
Both of your legs? So is there a chance that at a very young age, probably prior to 8 years old, there was either a repeated or a continuing constant feeling unsupported from your parents, feeling unsupported in life, feeling unsupported in how you felt, feeling misunderstood, feeling unsupported in processing what was happening in your life, feeling unsupported when events came up that caused you trauma, feeling unsupported about the things that you needed to do and feeling kind of alone? Is that possible?
See, all of the above.
Okay. So it's your legs are our support system. They're our strength. And if it's both legs, we have feminine and masculine energy. Okay. For most of it's our parents, but it's not always our parents. So before any parents start emailing me that I'm always dissing parents, first off, I'm not always dissing parents. And secondly, we're all parents and we've all screwed up. So my kids, if you guys want my kids on the air, I'm sure that they can come with a notepad of everything that they would like to list. But your legs are the foundation. So what we'll do with you next is it's called timeline therapy. And we're going to go back to prior to, I don't have enough time left on the air to explain all of what timeline therapy is, but we would go back prior to the event that caused the feeling of lack of support. And we would take the learning from the event, but we'd release the emotions from the event and then be able to see forward. And when you can detach those emotions and those feelings, because although I will tell you Anita is one of the strongest women that I know. And one day when she told me she's in a good place, she's going to come on the air and tell her story. And so she is not a weak woman. She's none of those things. But her body is still responding because even being as strong and getting through everything that she wanted and she had to in her life, and she had no choice. You know, Anita and I have both heard this before. You're so strong. And what other freaking choice was there? Was there a curtain number 2? Because we didn't find the curtain number 2. You know, like so it's a weird statement, you know. Although she was able to do that because she is a strong person. There's still the little girl in her, 8 and younger, okay, that is still crying, still feeling unsupported, still feeling those things that are there. So there's a way, and we'll do it. It's part of the NLP training, but we'll do it, and I will do that with you. And we go back prior to it, where you take the events and the learning from the events, because all these traumas taught us something. We all know that, right? We've all learned that, right? If we look at it with truth, we learned something. We became something that became a part of us. But we can detach the emotion from it so that you can move forward in life with the learning, but not the emotional attachment, and calm the little girl. Okay. Normally the inner child stuff is when it comes to a specific age that somebody can identify something with. But with timeline therapy, you can do it to unconscious events that are being held on to. So we will do that with you next. But yeah, that would be your legs for me. That makes sense for you?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm clicking.
You were. Shame on you. You have the head right
I
there.
know, but if I squeeze it, this is the head she gave me for the air to save the pen. I just want everybody to know.
Calm down now. Don't.
I'm like, I don't know how that's better than clicking. So, do you have any other questions, honey?
And not so much questions, but the turquoise color flowing through my body thing does work. And
Does it help you sleep?
yes.
And I'll just, without getting into details, Anita has an inflammatory disease. So the reason she does the turquoise flowing through her body before sleep or when things get uncomfortable or out of control a little bit is to cool her entire system, because the inflammatory disease that she struggles with affects her entire body. It's not, just an area. It's the entire body source. And don't ask me why, because I have not gotten that far. About like, how do you, I get why, but I don't know how would I treat a whole body syndrome, which is like the inflammatory disease that you have. So I'm looking into that just so that you know, but I'm not quite there yet.
You better get on that.
As soon as I leave here today, first thing I'm going to do.
But
Sandy.
I think it is, like you said, different things
Trigger different areas.
trigger different areas. Like, and Lisa knows this, I've been squashed at work from doing certain projects, and I literally lost my voice for like a month.
Because you were feeling unheard.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
So it's true.
Right. It's your body. And, people are like, oh my God, that's ridiculous. Why would that happen? And they look at it as negative. And in life, we can choose the way we want to see it. Sometimes it's harder and sometimes it takes a little bit longer. We can choose. Is it negative that our body responds that way? Or is it positive because it's our spirit or our unconscious mind or whatever's way of giving us a warning before it becomes something tragic? So if we can become aware of our body and how our body's responding, and then we can become aware of the emotional attachment to it, can we possibly stop it before it becomes disease or before it becomes permanent damage? Am I going to always guarantee that? No. So I'm going to repeat and protect myself again. If you have an ailment, go to the doctor. But if we can get more aware of those things, even if it has to be treated by a doctor, the source is still somewhere. So go get it treated, absolutely. But then go, okay, now what brought this on? Let's bring some healing to what brought this on. It's our spirit's way of saying, hey, you got shit to clear up here. That stuff you keep burying, we're getting smothered in here. It's time to bring some out. We got to deal with it. What does that say?
Wendy says, with the legs information there, you answered so many questions for me. Thank you.
You're welcome, Wendy. And again, then we can get into even ankles, feet, knees.
And she winds up with a lot of pain, all the way through her legs there.
Yeah, it's not feeling supported at times. And when it's knees, so I'll address this real quick and then I'll go to Sandy. But with knees, our knees, we need our knees to do what? We need our knees to walk forward, right?
Yeah.
And why do they help us walk forward? Because they make our legs flexible so that we can bend to step, right? So when our knees struggle, we're struggling with moving forward freely, moving forward comfortably. We're being inflexible in moving forward. We're resisting moving forward. So our knees are going to start to react because our flexibility in moving forward is becoming difficult. Depending on whether it's masculine or feminine side, then you could ask yourself, okay, What about, let's just say masculine side, just for figurative sake, okay? So we'll say it's the right knee. What about if I was honest with myself? And this is the important thing to say to yourself. If I was honest with myself and I allowed my unconscious mind to tell me, what about my masculine? What about in my childhood, what masculine figure might have influenced me or made me feel, or situation may have occurred that would make me in this moment of my life and whatever's happening with my life feel like it would be a struggle to move forward, and where I was heading isn't right, is scary, is stopping me, is making me inflexible. Where's my fear in that? What am I feeling about myself? What's triggering me in my situation? And what will happen is, even if you don't remember them, when you give yourself permission and you give your unconscious mind permission and you're truly in it and you mean it, all of a sudden, memories that you didn't have, things, oh my God, I do remember when that, oh my God, I do remember when that happened. But we have to be willing to open the can of worms to know if it's really worms in there and how many there are.
Oh, yeah, nothing
I can
like
put the can of worms
worms
on the side of the table, but you're not sure if it's empty. You're not sure if it's full. You're not sure if there's scary worms with teeth. You're not sure. You have no idea what's
Scary
really
worms
in there.
with teeth. I'll take a pass on those. Huh?
So you
Not
don't want to open the
interested in
can
scary
because
worms
it's
with
scary.
teeth.
You don't know what's in there. But if you give yourself permission to open it up and look, then you can actually see, and then you can make your decisions for yourself. But you have to be unafraid to open it. Look at Sandy. She's getting excited. I can see it.
Okay. Now, Sandy can
You can unmute yourself now.
However, you're not wearing headphones or earbuds, so you might get a little echo. So let's see what happens.
Hello.
Hello, honey.
Oh, that's perfect. I didn't hear anything.
What can I do for you this morning?
So I have to apologize, number one, because this is Sunday morning at my house, and this is what I look like on a Sunday morning. So
you look
looks fine and dandy.
And then I wasn't meaning to be laughing when you were talking, but Jeff needed to go out into the garage, and I'm going, don't stop, don't. I'm on camera, don't. So I had to.
The world would have been okay if he walked past you.
Huh?
We'd be okay if he would have walked past.
You don't want to see what Jeff looks like on a Sunday morning. You think this is bad? That's 10 times worse.
I was saying, unless he's naked or something, I think we're all right.
What's that?
Unless he's naked or something. Although that happens in kind of Zoom bomb meetings.
Yeah, no, he didn't have a shirt on, and he looks like Medusa. So I didn't want to frighten the audience. So
what can I do for you?
Well, I mean, of course, that I've been fighting something, for a while, and it's doing the coming and going thing. And then last week, or the week before last, I got vertigo, and I'm on medicines. They're telling me that, it should be going away, and it's not. So I'm not.
Know what vertigo is? Vertigo is like a ringing in your ears. It's an imbalance. It has to do with the fluid in your ears.
Get spins.
Right. Because your ears, if anybody's ever had an ear infection, especially if it's only on one side and it's really bad, like you lose your balance, you get dizzy because that's your balance. So by chance, is your life feeling very, very off balance? And by chance, are there not just one, but maybe multiple decisions that would all have to be made that throw you into a different direction, depending on which one you decide to focus on first? And maybe it's confusing to know which one to pick first and which one's scariest and which one's easiest. And you keep looking at all the different choices that you have in life, and it's just making you spin. And you don't like what you're hearing when you're asking people what to do about that. Is the responses that you're getting, are they responses that maybe are true, but I didn't want to hear that. That wasn't the crap I wanted you to tell me. I wanted you to tell me something different. I don't like what I'm hearing to say. So since we don't like what we're hearing in response to all the decisions that we have to make, we feel off balance and dizzy because it's too many directions to go in. So it's your body's way of saying stop. It's not this crazy. Stop and go again. What I would actually go to the doctor. You know this, but I have to do this on the air for other people. If you have a medical problem, go to the doctor. What I would suggest that you do multiple times a day, the minute you start to feel that spinniness, and I just advised this to somebody this morning about a severe anxiety attack, is take a moment and stomp your feet on the ground. Take your hands and squeeze them. Squeeze them to where there's discomfort, not self-harm, discomfort. Close your eyes and but you keep squeezing your hands until, again, there's discomfort, not self-harm, discomfort. And what will happen is when you stay in that state for a couple minutes, your unconscious goes, what the hell's going on? I feel discomfort. I have to rush the blood to the discomfort. Why? Something must be wrong there. And you stomp your feet on the ground. You realize that you're in place and you're stable and you're solid and you're supported, right? You know where you are in that moment. And your blood's redistributing because your unconscious mind doesn't know what the hell is going on, okay? And you're closing your eyes so that dizzy vision and everything you're looking at around you is gone. You don't see it. And you're breathing deeply and you're doing the in and out to get everything calm. And your blood pressure and your heart rate's starting to go, okay, wait, she's chilling. Wait. Maybe she's not going to die. Maybe we're going to be okay. Because that's really what your unconscious mind is thinking is what the hell's going on? Is she going to die? What's going on? I have to attack everything now. I don't know what to do. But it's redistributing all over your body then versus just all up here spinning. And after just literally minutes of staying in that state, leave your eyes closed and gradually take your hands, slowly open them and feel them open. Feel them release. Feel that blood flow there. Slowly open your eyes and maintain your breathing. And all of a sudden, I'm not dizzy. Wait, I can see forward. Wait, my muscles are more relaxed. Wait. Oh, my head. I can think of one thing at a time now. We get locked in a state. And then we don't know how to get locked out of the state. So I would suggest to you, if you were there, to try it. Worst thing that could happen is, well, I was crazy and it didn't work. It's not going to cause any harm, right? And each time you begin to feel that sensation even starting again, that's when you immediately take control of it. Because you're empowering yourself to be in charge of how your body is going to respond. But by being aware and acknowledging that you're being warned that something else is going on. And as you can calmly then look at it, you can. I just helped somebody yesterday. They were struggling with something on their computer. They were doing their taxes. And they were beside themselves about it. And I went, relax. Let me look at it and see. And all it was is that they had transposed a social security number. But I looked at that 6 times. Right. You looked at it while you were spinning. So then while you looked at it, your brain acknowledged those are the right numbers, but you were spinning all over the place. So you couldn't even see that they were transposed. You know what I mean? That they weren't happening. And that's what I told them to do. Exactly what I just told you. When you start to feel that, we know when we're spinning, right? We know it. We all know that we jump on the crazy train every now and then because stuff's just too overwhelming. This is just empowering yourself and going, okay, you know what? My body's physically responding and my mind is physically responding. And now I don't know what to do. And now I've lost control because there's 800 things to try and fix right now in this minute. And I don't know how, and I can't take it. And then if we let it go, we even go to worst case scenario. Like now all of a sudden, Sandy doesn't have vertigo. Now she must have some kind of, and this is just figurative to show the example of where we can spin to. Now we have a tumor. And now, oh my God, I'm sure it's something oh my God, 6 years ago, I had a headache once and I bet that was the start of it. And we'll literally go there. Like we'll start just rolling and rolling and rolling and rolling. So all you're doing is you're taking the empowerment and being aware of that response. Take that empowerment in that moment and step back. Go, wait a minute. No, I'm in charge. I'm in charge. The little girl in my head who's afraid and all these things are being triggered at one time, because that's what's happening. A million different triggers are happening at one time, right? She's not in charge anymore. And I have respect for her and I love her and I see her there, but I'm the adult woman and I'm in charge now. I'm going to take my power back right now and pull yourself back into the grounded position. And the same way, like with the pain, the same way, then eventually, as you continually repeat that, your body will go, wait a minute, when this happens, I don't need to do that to her. She's kind of aware of what's going on. Oh, yeah, she said, I don't need to do this anymore. I'm not going to do this anymore. The same way, if you repeat a continued same consequence to a toddler who's not getting their way, eventually they realize I'm not going to get my way. I might as well just do what I'm supposed to do because I don't like the consequence to it. So you're just reminding the toddler who's having a fit because too much is happening in life and you're overwhelming me and I can't handle it. Say, no, you know what? Chill. And when you behave this way, this is what we're going to do. We're going to pull back and we're going to chill. And this is how we're going to learn how to do that. And you reprogram the response. The same way, you get the kid to quit kicking you at the store for not buying a candy bar if you continually give the same consequence that's not what they want it to be. Then they'll learn, I don't get the candy bar by kicking you. Oh, this is what she wants me to do. And when she does this, I get what I want. So your adult self gets what they want, which is peace and balance and focus. When we do what we're supposed to do, when we teach and retrain and reprogram that response. Does that make sense? So let me know in 7 to 10 days if that helps with the vertigo. Okay. Oh, we're almost out of time. I talked a lot. Are there any questions on typing that I missed?
No, actually, in the private chat, there was that's okay. And I'm not going to name who said this unless they want to make it known. Said that big surprise that my left knee is the one with all the issues. So
I don't even have
we
to
won't
see
say who
all the way
that
over there to
was.
read the name to know who said that.
So let me understand that the left side is
Our feminine energy.
okay, and the right side is then masculine.
Yeah, and you know what's weird? And when I do readings and spirits come in, when they come in on my right side, it's generally the maternal side. And if they come in on my left side, it means the paternal side. And I remember, because I just did readings and stuff, it was what it was. And I remember somebody going, that's not right. Tell them, because this is how they come in. And I didn't know what the hell they were talking about. Like, what do you mean that's not right? It's what it is. And now I understand, because they were probably familiar with this energy thing and for whatever reason, when I do readings, it's reversed. It's reversed. And I don't know why that is. But when I do readings, it's reversed. So if a feminine energy from the maternal side of the family comes in, they come in on my right side.
Coming into you in a mirror image.
Possibly.
You're facing them.
But I just thought, what a stupid thing to say to me. That's not how it works. What do you mean that's not how it works? They're either there or they're not. And I never understood it until I learned this. And so for whatever reason, when I do readings, maybe it is the mirror image. It's the polar opposite.
So do any of your guests have anything they'd like to add or say? We've got about 3 minutes.
Did I cover
Anita,
everything?
Sandy?
And first, thank you all for doing this. And I'm hoping that you guys have made it comfortable for other people. I would like to start doing shows where people can come in and ask things once a month. So please, everybody, truly, I know that I bring my friends on because they're blessing me to be guinea pigs, but you don't have to know me. You don't have anything. I am truly this all the time. There's nothing to be afraid of. I'm not going to judge you. There's nothing you can say or ask me about. There's a rare occasion where somebody says something that makes you go, really? I haven't heard that before, because seriously, don't be afraid to click on. If you're uncomfortable with the camera, ask in chat. And they could actually be on here right now talking without the camera, right?
If they turn their camera off, I think that just their name will show up. Yeah, like Anita down there.
Right.
So she just turned her camera off. Sandy turned her camera off. Now you guys could unmute yourselves and you can talk and see what happens.
So if you're uncomfortable being on camera, I get it. Truly, this is a battle life fight, especially now today being on the Jumbotron. Find a way to come in. I don't want anybody out there to ever say, oh my God, I wish I could ask her, blah, blah, blah.
And Shayna says, enjoyed this tremendously. Thank you. Shayna, you should have jumped on.
Yeah. Everybody
She's
jump
been
in.
checking into quite a few of our live stream shows lately.
Please feel free. Feel free. And next week, there's a possibility, I'm not 100% sure, that I may have a guest, it's somebody that I know. And so we may be doing a technique next week on the air, but I'm not guaranteeing that because it depends on whether she can make it or not. She has a very unusual schedule. But I'd like to start doing question and answer sessions once a month. So there's really nothing that you can not ask. And I'm very honest. So if I don't know the answer, I'll tell you I don't know the answer. Like I had to tell Anita, as far as the whole inflammatory body, I don't know what it is, but I'm going to get there. That's part of my mission, is to figure out how do you do an all over inflammation response, and I know how to treat it, but how do we find the core, the base? I'm looking into it.
We have enough body to deal with, so you can just take one body.
I know, that's what I was like. I'm like, oh, skin's your barrier of boundaries. I got a lot of boundaries. Does that mean my boundary's bigger than other people's?
I get your boundary.
And jokingly, actually, there is a reason for stomach fat. And we're out of time, so I couldn't explain it today, but there's a reason for all that stuff, so we'll discuss it again. Thank you, ladies. I am so grateful. Everybody, please feel free to pop in at any
Thanks,
point.
Lisa. Good to see you, Sandy and Anita.
All right.
Bye.
Everybody can wave out. Thank you for joining us again on an episode of Lisa's Changing Perceptions right here
Have a good weekend.
on
Stay warm.
21.6 The Net.
Rest of the Midwest. And let me know when the awkward minute is.
Well, what happens now is because we're actually now free from the radio. We're clear there, but we're still live on Facebook and YouTube. And what we shall do now is I'm going to end the broadcast. This was Kill the Stream for all of you. But thank you guys so much for joining her. This was actually really nice of you. I really
Talk to you girls later.
Sure thing, anytime.
I'm waving
Bye.
like you can see me. I'm waving at my screen over here.
He's just waving at the screen.
Oh. What a brilliant move. All right. We're done.
You
Here we
got
go.
that blank look on your face.